Welcome to chemistry class. Today we are going to discuss with some basic concepts of chemistry, part 4. We know that atom is extremely small and how we can determine the mass of the atom. We can compare the mass of the atom with a standard, that is an isotope of carbon 12. We know that atomic mass of carbon is 12. Atomic mass of C12, carbon 12, an isotope of carbon that is equal to 12. And is it the exact mass of the carbon? One atom of carbon? No, it is the mass of Avogadro number of atoms. So this is the mass of Avogadro number of atoms of C12. So that is actually equal to 12. So how will you determine mass of one atom? Mass of one atom equal to 12 divided by Avogadro number, that is equivalent to 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. And if you are taking 1 by 12, the mass of one atom of carbon 12, that is equivalent to 1 by 12 into 12 divided by Avogadro number 10 to the power 23. So you can cancel this 12 and 12. So what is remained there? That is equivalent to 1 divided by 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. Or that is basically equivalent to 1.66056 into 10 to the power minus 24 grams. And this mass is equivalent to 1 AMU. What is 1 AMU? That is 1 atomic mass unit, and now it is replaced by 1 U. 1 U means that is the unified mass. So comparing the mass of 1 by 12, the mass of one carbon atom, we can determine the masses of all other atoms. Here, what is this 1 AMU? That is the, what is 1 AMU? That is the 1 by 12, the mass of one atom of carbon 12. So carbon 12-ന്റെ ഒരാറ്റത്തിൻ്റെ മാസിൻ്റെ 12-ൽ-1 1 AMU എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. A stands for atomic, M for mass and U for unit. And that is equivalent to U. Now it is replaced by U. What is meant by U? That is unified mass. Okay. So how will you determine the masses of the other elements? We know that the mass of oxygen atom is equivalent to 16. Is it the exact mass of the oxygen atom? No, it is not the mass of one oxygen atom. It is only a number which expresses how many times the mass of this oxygen is heavier than 1 AMU. We know 1 AMU is equivalent to 1.66056 into 10 to the power minus 24 grams. It's a very, very small number, very, very small mass. So when comparing with this is the mass of 1 by 12, the mass of one carbon 12 atom. ഈ നമ്പറിനോട് കമ്പയർ ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ this oxygen is 16 times heavier. So atomic mass is not the actual atomic mass. This is only a relative atomic mass. So actual mass of an atom cannot be determined from the atomic mass, or actually the atomic mass is a relative atomic mass. Relative atomic mass. So what is meant by this relative atomic mass? This is only a number. For example, for this oxygen, the mass of oxygen is 16. What is the meaning? It is 16 times heavier than that of 1 AMU, or that is equivalent to 1 U. And what is the meaning of the atomic mass of nitrogen is equivalent to 14. Atomic mass of nitrogen is equivalent to 14. What is the meaning? It is 14 times, the mass of one atom of nitrogen is 14 times heavier than 1 AMU or 1 U. The mass of mass of hydrogen is equivalent to 1.008. What is the meaning? It is 1.008 times heavier than 1 U. And mass of chlorine is equivalent to 35.5. What is the meaning? It is 35. Mass of one atom of chlorine is 35.5 times heavier than 1 U. So this relative atomic mass is a number which expresses how many times the mass of an atom is heavier than 1 U. So how will you find out the mass of one atom of an element? See as an example, mass of one atom of oxygen. How will you find out the mass of one atom of oxygen? We know that the atomic mass is the mass of Avogadro number of atoms. So what is the mass of one atom of oxygen? That is equivalent to atomic mass divided by Avogadro number, or 16 divided by Avogadro number, or this is equivalent to the 16 by Avogadro number means this is equivalent to 16 into 1 by 6.022 into 10 raised to 23. And what is this 1 by 6.022 into 10 to the power 23? This is equivalent to U. So this is equivalent to 1 U. Or you can write this as 16 U. Or that is equivalent to 16 into, what is the value of U? U is equivalent to 1.60, sorry, 1.66056 into 10 to the power minus 24 grams. So this is the mass of one atom of oxygen. So how do you determine the mass of one atom of chlorine? So that is equivalent to atomic mass of chlorine divided by Avogadro number. What is the mass of atomic mass of chlorine? Atomic mass of chlorine is equivalent to, this is equivalent to 35.45 or almost equal to 35.5 divided by Avogadro number Na, or which is equivalent to 1 by Na is equivalent to U, so that is equivalent to 35.5 U. Then what is the actual value? That is equivalent to 35.5 into 1.66056 into 10 to the power minus 24 grams. So you can find out the mass of one atom of oxygen or one atom of chlorine or one atom of any element. Then for isotopes, we can determine the average atomic mass. For example, for carbon, there is three different isotopes: carbon 12, carbon 13 and carbon 14. So how will you determine the average atomic mass? We can have a question like this. The three isotopes are given here: the carbon 12, the carbon 13 and the carbon 14. And here the relative abundance is given. Here the relative abundance is given in percentage. That is 98.892. That is for carbon 12. That is the most abundant. Then carbon 13 1.108 percentage, and carbon 14, that is the least percentage, that is with the 2 into 10 to the power minus 10. And its atomic masses are given like this. For carbon 12 it is 12.00, carbon 13 it is 13.3300335, like that. And how will you find out the average atomic mass? The two things are given here. For carbon 12, the mass percentage; for carbon 13, the mass percentage and atomic mass; and for carbon 14, the mass percentage and atomic mass. So how will you find out the average atomic mass? The average atomic mass is equivalent to you have to take the average of the three. For that, we have to take the percentage of the carbon 12 first, that is equivalent to 98.82, and you have to divide this with 100 because it is given in percentage. Then multiplied it with the atomic mass of carbon, that is equivalent to 12 or 12.00. Then you add the percentage of the second one, that is the percentage is 1.108, that is for carbon 13, and whose mass is equivalent to 13.00335, and you have to divide the percentage with 100 here, plus you have to take the percentage of the third isotope, that is carbon 14, that is equivalent to 2 into 10 to the power minus 10 divided by 100 into the atomic mass of carbon 14, that is equivalent to 14.00317. So if you are doing this calculations, you will get the average mass here as 12.011, like that. Okay, so how will you find out the mass percentage? How will you find out the average atomic mass? You have to take the percentage of each element and multiply this with the corresponding atomic masses, then divide with the 100. So take the percentage and divide that by 100, then multiply it with the corresponding atomic masses. Then add the 3. മൂന്നും അതുപോലെ ആഡ് ചെയ്യുക. ഓരോന്നിൻ്റെയും പെർസെൻറ്റേജസ് എടുക്കുക, അതിനെ 100 കൊണ്ട് ഡിവൈഡ് ചെയ്യുക, അതിൻ്റെ കറസ്പോണ്ടിങ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള അറ്റോമിക് മാസ് വെച്ച് മൾട്ടിപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യുക, അടുത്ത എലമെൻ്റ് എടുക്കുക. അങ്ങനെ എത്ര ഐസോടോപ്സ് ആണുള്ളത് അത്ര ഐസോടോപ്സിൻ്റെ ഇതേപോലെ കണ്ടിട്ട് ആഡ് ചെയ്ത് നമ്മൾ ഡിവൈഡ് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ യു വിൽ ഗെറ്റ് ദ എക്സാക്റ്റ് അറ്റോമിക് മാസ്. സോ ദിസ് ഈസ് ഈക്വലന്റ് ടു ദിസ് മച്ച് യു. This is equivalent to 12.011 U. Then what is meant by molecular mass? Molecular mass is the sum of the atomic masses of all the elements present in a molecule. Then we can take the molecule as an example. Here it is CH4 given. The CH4 is given here. Then how will you find out the molecular mass of CH4? So there are two elements present, carbon and hydrogen. You take the mass of carbon, that is equivalent to 12.011 U, plus 4 times that of hydrogen, 4 into 1.008. Then total mass is equivalent to 16.043, that is exact mass, or you can take the average as 16. നമുക്ക് CH4ൻ്റെ molecular mass നമ്മൾ 16 ആയിട്ട് എടുക്കാം, or you can take the exact value of 16.043 U, that is the mass of one molecule of CH4. Is it the actual mass of one molecule of CH4? Yes, if U is given, then it is the exact mass. If not U is given, it is not the actual mass. It is only a relative number which expresses how many times it is heavier than that of 1 U. Here the mass of one molecule of CH4 is 16 times heavier than 1 U. 1 യുവിനോട് കമ്പയർ ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ എത്ര ടൈംസ് ഹെവിയർ ആണ്? 16 ടൈംസ് ഹെവിയർ ആണ് മോളിക്യൂൾ ഓഫ് CH4. That is a meaning. Okay. And there are certain compounds which do not have a single entity, and the molecules join together forming a three-dimensional network. For example, in sodium chloride, there is no particular single unit of sodium chloride join together forming a large crystal lattice. So there is no single unit of sodium chloride. In such cases, instead of molecular mass, we are taking formula mass. Another term is formula mass instead of molecular mass. In such cases, for example, sodium chloride, the mass of sodium, ഇതിനകത്ത് ഏതൊക്കെ യൂണിറ്റ്സ് ആണ് വരുന്നത്? സോഡിയം ആറ്റം ആൻഡ് ക്ലോറിൻ ആണ്. That is a single unit. The formula of sodium chloride is NaCl. So NaCl എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് അതിൻ്റെ ഫോർമുലയാണ്. സോ ഫോർമുലയിൽ എന്താണ് കാണിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നത് അതിൻ്റെ മാസ് എടുക്കുന്നു. സോഡിയത്തിൻ്റെ മാസ് 23. Then mass of chlorine is 35.45 or 35.5. രണ്ടും കൂടെ കൂട്ടിയിട്ടുള്ള മാസാണ് ഇതിൻ്റെ മാസ്സായിട്ട് എടുക്കുന്നത്. So that is actually the formula mass, not the exact mass of one molecule, or that is equivalent to 58.5 grams. So that is a meaning. Now we can discuss with the mole. What is meant by mole? You know that mole is related to Avogadro number. What is Avogadro number? 6.022 into 10 raised to 23. So consider 16 grams of CH4. What is the meaning? 16 grams of CH4. We know that 16 gram is the molecular mass of CH4, isn't it? നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ പറഞ്ഞതാണ്. 16 gram is the molecular mass of CH4. Or we can take it as GMM. What is this GMM stands for? That is the gram molecular mass, isn't it? This is the gram molecular mass. And if there is 16 grams of oxygen, what is the meaning? 16 grams of oxygen. That consists how many molecules of oxygen? That consists half of the number of Avogadro number of molecules. Here 16 gram of CH4 means that is the molecular mass of CH4. And 16 gram of oxygen means that is the atomic mass of oxygen. And that is expressed in grams. So this is gram atomic mass. So here it is gram atomic mass and here it is gram molecular mass. So both consist the same number of particles, that is Avogadro number of particles. The GAM and GMM both consist the same number of particles, but here it is molecules, Avogadro number of molecules, and here it is atoms. Feel the difference? Here it is GMM. What is GMM? The molecular mass that is expressed in grams, that is GMM or gram molecular mass. And if the atomic mass is expressed in grams, that is GAM. And here the number of atoms present in GAM, that is equivalent to Avogadro number. And the number of atoms present in GMM, that is equivalent to Avogadro number. But the masses are equal, but the particles are different here. So here the molecules, here the atoms. So anyway, this is equivalent to 1 mole. So this is 1 mole of molecules and here it is 1 mole of atoms. Feel the difference? Here it is 1 mole of atoms and here it is 1 mole of molecules. Anyway, the molecule is related to Avogadro number. One more thing is there. In case of gases like chlorine or nitrogen, etc., the chlorine molecular mass is equivalent to 35.5 plus 35.5 equivalent to how much grams? 71 grams, isn't it? And if there is 22.414 liters at STP, this consists 1 mole of molecules and may consist Avogadro number of molecules. Avogadro number of molecules of chlorine. Then see the case of nitrogen. You can take the mass of nitrogen as 14 plus 14, that is equivalent to 14 plus 14, that is equivalent to 28 grams. And this 28 gram consists Avogadro number of molecules, the same number of molecules, but that of nitrogen. So this also related to 1 mole. So all these things equivalent to 1 mole. 71 gram of chlorine, that is equivalent to the 71 gram of chlorine, that is equivalent to 1 mole. At the same time, that's 28 gram of nitrogen, that also equivalent to 1 mole. So if this is 1 mole, this occupies 22.414 liters at STP. So this is also equivalent to 1 mole and is related to this is called the molar volume, isn't it? This is equivalent to molar volume. So STP lanangil molar volume gas molecules. So this can be applied only for gases. So gas molecules occupy the same volume, that is 22.414 liters, and is equivalent to 1 mole. So how will you compare, how will you define 1 mole? 1 mole may be defined as the amount of substance that contain Avogadro number of particles. And here we have a standard to define the mole. The standard taken is carbentol again. An isotope of carbentol whose atomic mass is taken as 12 grams, and the 12 grams contain Avogadro number of particles. And we can compare the mole with the standard Cetal. And according to the definition here, a mole is a substance which contain as many particles as there are in exactly 12 grams of carbentol. സോ സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള കാർബൺ-12 എത്ര മോളിക്യൂൾസ് ഉണ്ടോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ എത്ര ആറ്റംസ് ഉണ്ടോ, അതിൻ്റെ 12 ഗ്രാംസിൽ എത്ര ആറ്റംസ് ഉണ്ടോ അതിന് തുല്യമായ എണ്ണമുള്ള ഏത് സബ്സ്റ്റൻസും 1 മോളാണ്. How do you define this? That is the amount of substance which contain as many particles as there are in, it is the amount of substance that contain as many particles as there are in exactly 12 grams of Cetal, and the number is equivalent to Avogadro's constant. This is the value 6.022 into 10 raised to 23. And here we have the relationship. Mole is equivalent to 6.022. Here mole is related to atomic mass, that is GAM, Avogadro number of particles that consist of Avogadro number of atoms. And this mole is also related to molecular mass, that is GMM, which contain Avogadro number of molecules. And this mole is also related to molar volume, and that is only for gases. 22.414 liters at STP contain the same molecules of gases, like that. So this is the relationship. You study it well. Now the percentage composition. How will you find out the percentage composition of an element in a compound? Here mass percentage of an element in a compound is equivalent to mass of that element in the compound into 100 divided by molar mass. So how will you find out the molecular mass of, how will you find out the mass percentage of carbon in carbon dioxide? We can find out the mass percentage of carbon in carbon dioxide like this. Mass percentage of carbon in carbon dioxide, that is equivalent to mass of the element, that is 12, exactly 12.011 into 100 divided by molecular mass of CO2. How will you find out the molecular mass of CO2? The molecular mass of CO2 can be obtained from the masses of carbon and oxygen, that is 12 plus mass of oxygen, that is equivalent to 32. Then total mass is equivalent to 44 grams. So you can place the 44 here and you will obtain the percentage, that is equivalent to 27.27, that much percentage. So this is the method to find out the percentage of an element in a particular compound. Here we can find out the percentage of oxygen and hydrogen in water. Here molar mass of water is equivalent to 18.02. How will you find out? For H2O it is 2 plus 16, so total value is equivalent to 18.0 or exactly 18.02 grams. And how will you find out the mass percentage of hydrogen? Mass percentage of hydrogen is equal to mass of hydrogen. How many grams mass of hydrogen? That is equivalent to 2 grams. That is given here 2 grams. Then divided by molar mass, that is equivalent to 18.02 into 100. Okay, so 2 into 1.008 exactly 2.016 varum. Exact mass ആണ് എടുക്കുന്നതെങ്കിൽ you can take 1.008 or 1 exactly. So that is equivalent to 2 into 1.008 into 100 divided by 18.02. That is the method. So mass percentage of hydrogen is equal to 11.18, and mass percentage of oxygen also can be determined. You can take the mass of oxygen, that is equivalent to 16. The mass of oxygen, that is equivalent to 16 divided by molecular mass, that is equivalent to 18.08 into 100. That is the mass percentage, and here the value is given, that is equivalent to 88.79. Now we can discuss with empirical formula and molecular formula. What is meant by empirical formula and molecular formula? If you know the percentage composition of a particular element in a particular compound, we can determine their empirical formula. That is the simplest formula. If you know the empirical formula, from that we can find out the molecular formula. For example, if you are taking the molecular formula of glucose, that is equivalent to C6H12O6. What is the meaning? There is 6 carbons, 12 hydrogens and 6 oxygens in a molecule. So what is their ratios of atoms? That is 6 is to 12 is to 6. You can simplify this ratio as by dividing this with the 6. You will get the simplest ratio, that is equivalent to 1 is to 2 is to 1. By dividing 6 by 6, 12 by 6 and 6 by 6. By dividing it with the same number. So the simplest ratio is equivalent to 1 is to 2 is to 1. What does indicate? For one carbon there is 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen. That is the meaning. That means for one carbon there is 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen. So this gives the simplest ratio of atoms in this molecule, and this is the empirical formula. So this is the empirical formula of glucose, and this is the molecular formula that gives the exact number of atoms given in a molecule. So what is molecular formula? That gives the exact formula, that gives the exact ratio of atoms present in a molecule. But about empirical formula, that gives the simplest formula and gives the simplest ratio of atoms of different elements present in a molecule. So what is the formula? That is the simplest whole number. Empirical formula is the simplest whole number ratio of various atoms present in a compound, whereas molecular formula shows the exact number of different types of atoms in a molecule. And we have a question here. A compound contains 4.07% hydrogen, 24.27% carbon and 71.65% chlorine. So here percentage compositions of different elements are given. This include 3 elements, carbon, hydrogen and chlorine. And its molecular mass is given as 98.96 grams. How will you find out the empirical formula and molecular formula? Here we have a table. See the table. Here elements are first given as carbon, hydrogen and chlorine. And the percentage of each element is given. Percentage composition is given in the question as 24.27, 4.07 and 71.65. And you can write the atomic mass as the next column. What is the atomic mass of carbon? That is exactly equivalent to 12.01. And for hydrogen it is 1.008 exactly. And for chlorine it is 35.5 or 35.45. And in the next step you can divide the number of to get the number of moles by dividing the percentage composition by atomic mass. What is the percentage composition? That is for carbon it is 24.27. You can divide that with the 12.01. You will get the answer. And for hydrogen you can write the value as 4.07 divided by 1.008. And you will get the answer like 4.02 here, 04 here. And for chlorine it is 71.65% divided by the atomic mass of chlorine, that is equivalent to 35.5, and you will get the answer like 2.02 here. Here also answer is 2.02. And in the next step, you can divide this gives the number of moles of carbon, number of moles of hydrogen, and number of moles of chlorine. You can take the smallest number from this, which is the smallest number, that is 2.02. You can divide all the numbers with the 2.02, that is the smallest number. So 2.02 divided by 2.02, that is equivalent to 1. Here 4.04 divided by 2.02, that is equivalent to 2. And here 2.02 divided by 2.02, that is equivalent to 1. So this gives the relative number of ratios of different atoms. And if it is not a whole number, you can take the whole number ratio. If it is 1.01, you can approximate that as 1 here. If it is 2.02, you can take that as 2. That is a whole number, approximate here. And here it is 1. This is the whole number ratio of carbon. Here the elements are given. This is for carbon, and this is for hydrogen, and this is for chlorine. And if the simplest number is given, that indicate the simplest formula, that is the empirical formula. So for this, what is the empirical formula? There is one carbon, that indicate 1 here. There is 2 hydrogens, that is H2, and there is 1 chlorine. So you can write this as CH2Cl, that is the empirical formula. So you can write the empirical formula here as empirical formula is equivalent to CH2Cl, indicating 1:2:1. That is the simplest ratio. So if you know the empirical formula, you can find out the empirical formula mass. Empirical formula mass. And here we can find out the empirical formula mass. For 1 carbon, there is 12, mass is 12. For 2 hydrogens, it is 2, or exactly 2.016. If it is 1.008, if the atomic mass is 1.008. And for chlorine, it is 35.5. You can find out the molecular empirical formula mass. And here the molar mass is given as 98.96 grams. Yes. And you can find out the molecular mass, molecular formula by dividing molar mass by empirical formula mass. You will get a value of N. Here N is equivalent to molecular mass divided by empirical formula mass. So we can divide this with the molecular mass with empirical formula mass. Here the molecular mass is equivalent to 98.96 divided by empirical formula mass. So if you're adding the values, you will get 49.48. So this is equivalent to 49.48 and almost equivalent to 2, isn't it? So almost equivalent to 2, you will get N as 2. Then how will you find out the molecular formula? Molecular formula is equivalent to N into empirical formula. This is equivalent to N into empirical formula. What is N here? What is empirical formula? Empirical formula is this one, CH2Cl. So empirical formula is CH2Cn. So you multiplied this with 2. So that is CH2Cl. So what is the answer here? 2 into C, that becomes C2. 2 into hydrogen, that become equal to 4. 2 into chlorine, that becomes Cl2. So this is the molecular formula. See the methods. See here the methods once more. You can take the percentage and you can divide that by atomic mass of each element. You will get a number. Here that is the number of moles. And you can divide the number of moles with the smallest number. You will get the answer here, dividing all the numbers with the smallest number. So dividing this with the same number, that is 2.02, that is the smallest number here. Then you will get 1 to 1 here. So that is the simplest ratio of the atoms of different elements, carbon and hydrogen. For hydrogen there is 1. For carbon there is, for hydrogen there is 2. For carbon there is 1. And for chlorine there is 1. So what is the empirical formula indicating the simplest ratio? That is CH2Cl. Here 1 carbon, 2 hydrogens and 1 chlorine. That is the ratio. So that is CH2Cl. That is the empirical formula. So if you know the empirical formula, you can find out the molecular mass of empirical you can find out the mass of empirical formula. That is empirical formula mass. And here it is 49.48. And to get the number n, you can divide the molecular mass with the empirical formula mass. Then you will get a number, and you can multiply the empirical formula with that number. You will get the molecular formula, and here it is 2. So you will get the answer as C2H4Cl2. ഇന്നത്തെ നമ്മുടെ ക്ലാസ് ഇവിടെ അവസാനിക്കുകയാണ്. സോ എംപിരിക്കൽ ഫോർമുല എന്താണ്, എംപിരിക്കൽ ഫോർമുലയിൽ നിന്ന് എങ്ങനെയാണ് മോളിക്കുലർ ഫോർമുലയിലേക്ക് എത്തുന്നത് എന്നുള്ള കാര്യം നമ്മളിവിടെ മനസ്സിലാക്കി. സോ നെക്സ്റ്റ് ക്ലാസ്സിൽ നമുക്ക് വീണ്ടും കാണാം.